you every single month at Avicolli's, featuring your Liverpool student athletes, coaches, and administration. So it is my honor and my privilege today to feature Liverpool Girls Lacrosse. Please give Liverpool Girls Lacrosse a round of applause. Show them some love.
That makes noise.
You guys can clap for yourselves. It's okay. So that being said, in our first set here, we're going to have two specials going on here today. We're going to start things off with Gianna Carbone and Gabby Jondle. So please give them a round of applause for Gabby and Gianna.
Yay.
So Gianna, you have the mic first. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
We're doing well. So to jump right into it here, we're early in the season. We're 2-2. Biggest lessons learned so far?
I'd say our biggest lessons learned so far is working as a team, and how to work as a team is one of our biggest things that we've been working on. Definitely, what's the word I'm looking for? Like not giving up on each other, like picking each other up, being positive. Those are some like good lessons. Playing into our plan, like never giving up, things like that.
Okay, so never giving up, working together. Gabby,
Yeah.
what about you? What have you learned from these
for
first few?
Definitely like buying into what the coaches are saying.
That's what I was trying to look for.
Okay. And not being selfish, definitely working hard as a team together. I think that's what has given us like those two big wins. Definitely teamwork for sure.
I feel like at this point, I've spent 5 or 6 years with Liverpool Girls Lacrosse.
Yeah.
What is it about this season that you love about this team, Gabby, like this specific team?
Yeah, well, I think that being a senior is so big, and it's such a bittersweet moment. I've been growing up playing since 3rd grade with these girls, and so it's kind of like a full circle moment. You know, I've grown up and I've seen all these seniors come through and leave, and it's like now it's our turn. Yeah, I don't know.
So like you said, you've seen all these seniors come up, and now it's your turn to do it. Do you feel like you were ready for the moment because of those that kind of came before you? Do you feel like they prepared you? Or does it still kind of feel like, wow, I can't believe that I'm already a senior?
Definitely like yes and no. Like it's
Okay.
kind of like a surreal moment every time I step on the field. It's like this could be my last time playing this team. But it's also like it's good to like grow up and you know like it's our time. You know, so yes and no for sure.
Okay, fair enough. Gianna, what about you? Do you feel like this role that you've stepped into after seeing other people take it, how's it been?
Prepared for it. It definitely hits you when it comes, and it goes by so fast. Like it really does. I've been playing since like 8th grade. Like this is so crazy to be somewhere in a position I never would have thought I'd be in. So it's definitely a shock initially.
Well, y'all are both captains. How would you define leadership? And I'll start with you, Gianna.
I define leadership as someone who steps up when needed to step up. Someone who leads by example, not by like using their words, not by being very like vulgar and being rude. Like someone that knows what's best for their team and helps them in that way.
Gabby, for you, leadership is what?
I think that doing the right thing when no one's looking is probably the biggest thing. I can't think of the word for that. Integrity. Integrity. I think that's a really big thing and really important. And someone who can like bring the team together when we're down, when we're losing, and we can just like come together and be our like team definition this year, I guess, is one. So just someone that can bring the team together and be one.
So culture is a word that gets thrown around a lot, but it's really important to me no matter what the sport is, whether it's high school, professional, college. I talk with a lot of coaches and student athletes and professional athletes about culture. What can you say, Gabby, about the culture for Liverpool Lacrosse right now?
Yeah, so this year it's definitely been a changing culture for sure. That's really one of our big goals is to change the culture of how it's been the last few years. So I think one of the biggest things is like a positive energy, positive during practice, positive during our games, just like constantly picking each other up and like I said, being one.
So I'll appreciate that. I like that. I like the one. Gianna, for you, how would you describe culture with this team right now?
I would describe it almost the same way as Gabby. We're very positive. We've taken the past and we've moved on from it, and it's made us do so much better positively, like specifically. Everything's been so much nicer with everyone. Everyone's been so supportive of one another, and it's never been like that. So definitely big changes.
So we talk about culture and positive change. Well, you have a head coach in Katie Hamilton. Tell me something good about her. Gianna, I'll start with you.
I just think she has the mindset of like she wants to win. She wants to do whatever it takes. She wants to do whatever. She wants to do whatever it takes to make us the best players we can possibly be, and she wants what's best for us in the end.
Okay. I like that. What would you say, Gabby?
She definitely pushes us to our limits, and I think that definitely in a good way. She knows our potential, and when she doesn't see that, she tells us. She's like, "You guys can do better. I know what you are able to accomplish," and she really pushes us so that we can succeed.
Why do you listen to her? Why does her word get through to you? Some coaches try to share what they are saying, and it doesn't always get through to the student athlete. How does she get through to you?
I think it's because she's so passionate about it, and I can feel that passion. I can feel that she wants that from us, and that motivates me to share that passion with her almost in a way.
Fair enough.
I like that.
Gianna, how do you carry the torch for coach when you're in practice or when you're on the field in a game?
Well, I try my best to do whatever I can to uplift the team, to help the team when she's not watching or if she's focusing on the defensive side. I try and help the offense and vice versa. So it's kind of a team. It's genuinely a team effort. When she's doing something that she has to be doing and one of us has to step up, me, Gabby, or Caitlin, our other captain that you'll see soon. Just we all try and help out as best as we can, no matter what's going on.
Well, you know that you said something good about Coach, but in all the years that we've done this, you have to say nice things about each other. So, Gianna, tell me something good about Gabby.
Gabby, has always been this, uplifting, positive person, and I've never seen her be mad at anyone, actually mad at someone. So I think her energy and, her uplifting and personality, honestly, is the best thing about her. Uplifting
personality, and not... Gabby, have you ever been mad at anybody?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. How do you mask it then?
I don't know. I try to think of the positives,
Okay. All right.
I don't know. I think I'm not a confrontational person, so I'm not gonna say, not always gonna say what I think.
Okay. All right. So tell me something good about Gianna.
Gianna will say what she thinks.
Okay.
No, but I think that she's a very loud, positive voice on the team, and if there's something that needs to be said, she'll say it, and she's a genuinely good leader.
Okay, a genuinely good leader, and she'll say what needs to be said. Yes. All right, let's jump into rapid fire. Gabby, you get to start it. What's your question for me?
Oh, you got this.
Okay, so it's kind of like a build-up question, okay? Do you watch girls college lacrosse?
Do I watch girls college lacrosse?
Yes.
I have before this season. I haven't watched anything yet.
Okay. Go. Well, it's hard to build off of that. Hold on. Okay. Can Gianna go first? Gianna has a really good one.
I have a good question.
You have a good one? Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. This was just one of our icebreakers of the day, so everyone's going to know their own answer, but if you had one power or one superpower in a sport, what would it be?
So if I had a superpower, but it counts for a sport.
It has to be in a sport. If you had a power, not even just a superpower, but if you had the ability to do anything in a sport, what would your ability be?
A sport that you'd be just the best at.
Okay. Well, I think, I lean on my IQ and my ability to learn, so I'm not going to choose that. I would say being 5'8", I would want flight because I want to dunk.
I really
want to dunk.
That is so fair. Yeah. Someone else said that. I think
Yeah.
someone on our team said that. Lauren said it, and someone else did.
Yeah, I would really like the opportunity to dunk the ball. So I can grab the higher part of the net and lift myself up and have somebody throw me the ball, but I can't just jump off the ground and dunk. But someday.
I'd love to watch that.
Someday. All right. What do you got?
Gabby,
Okay, this is also one of our icebreakers for the team. So if you could travel to anywhere ever, where would you go?
I think it's this question a lot.
I am going on April 23rd to the place that is one of the answers I always give. My dad and I made a promise to each other over a decade ago, and it's fitting we're in a restaurant that has this cuisine. We're taking each other to Italy.
I knew it. That's
awesome.
a good one.
Yeah, so we're going to Rome, and then we're going to Naples, which is where my dad's family's from, and then we're going to a region of Calabria that has my family name. So there's a Tortora mountain, there's a Tortora museum. We're going to go see what my last name is all about in Italy.
That's
awesome.
crazy.
That's really cool.
That does sound fun.
And I'm going to try and claim my land. to the best of my ability.
Take it over.
So my question back to you, Gabby. So we talked about travel. If you could teleport in time, backward or forward, where would you go and why?
I think I'd go backward.
Okay.
Because I think like phones have kind of had a negative impact in like social media and everything like that. And I would like to live in a world where like that wasn't everyone's focus. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, like those summers without phones and you just, I don't know, show up at your friend's house and
Randomly.
yeah.
When you didn't know if people were home until you knocked on the door.
Yeah.
And you like went outside on the weekend and your parents would say at like 10 a.m. go do something and then you'd come home at dinner time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they would just trust you and then you go hang out with
When the
your friends.
street lights come on.
Yeah.
Right.
Come
yeah.
home when the street lights come on. All right, I like that, Gabby, and I can appreciate it. Gianna, my question for you. If you could change anything about Central New York with a snap of a finger, what would you change?
The weather.
I knew that was coming.
I would so change the weather. I cannot believe it's April 12th right now and it's freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
Okay. Well, we're going to do one more set, but you guys get another question. So, Gianna, you get to ask me a question.
Another one.
Okay. If you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, I'm such a simple
For the
person.
rest of your life, though.
For the rest of, so I'm not going to pick shrimp because I had so much that I'm pretty sure I got mercury poisoning on the cruise I was on. I said to my mom, I'm like, I don't know what mercury poisoning is. I don't know what it feels like, but my veins were like hardening. Like I felt like my body was just having this really strange reaction. I had like 40 shrimp. It was inappropriate. I had too many. So I would say if I had to eat something for the rest of my life, what would I eat for the rest of my life? Probably, oh man. I'm trying to think. You know, I probably would say tacos because
I love
I
tacos.
have been known to make homemade tacos and eat them for like 4 days.
Yes.
So and because then I could change them up and do different things. So I'm gonna say tacos.
I like that.
Tacos. All right.
Okay.
Gabby, what's your question?
What is your biggest fear?
My biggest
Ooh,
fear.
that's a good one.
Oh, this is fun. I'm not really afraid of a lot, but you're asking me a question that is very deeply rooted in my heart.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So I'm going to be honest because I always am, but I guess I would say my fear is I really would like to be a husband and a father, and in a world that does not necessarily appreciate the good guy or the good girl anymore, I wonder if I can do that in today's world and be appreciated for it, because it seems like, I don't know, it seems like people don't want to give good guys and good girls a chance, and they make it a lot harder than it needs to be. So I guess I would say my fear is not being a father and a husband because it's the thing I've wanted my whole life.
I like that. Yeah.
My question back to you, Gabby. So my question back to you, Gabby, let's see here. What are 3 words you think your team would write on a piece of paper to describe your personality?
Okay. I'm looking for someone to like answer for me. Nobody's doing that. Happy. I would say I'm genuinely happy, bubbly. Okay.
Happy bubbly.
I think positive. I must say blonde.
Happy, bubbly, positive.
Happy, bubbly,
Okay.
positive.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Happy bubbly.
I can roll with those. All right, Gianna, I get to ask you the final one here. If you were a new, let me think here. How to describe this right? Okay, so if you were a crayon in a crayon box and the crayon name had to describe your personality, what would be the name of your crayon?
The name of the crayon?
Yes. To describe your personality.
Huh.
It's hard.
It's the Gianna crayon. What would
That's
it
a good one. Anyone got ideas? I mean, I feel like, I have no idea. Like, what would the crayon name be?
be? Yeah. The crayon is a personality description.
It should be orange and should be called.
I think should be neon green.
Yeah,
Neon
I
green.
feel like since I'm very like energetic, it would be something like maybe named like energy, and it's like a neon green like bright crayon.
Okay. So
Electricity.
Electricity.
And it's like yellow.
I like that.
That's a good one.
I like that. The
But
electric
yeah,
crayon.
I feel like I just always have a lot of like energy and I never stop moving.
Okay. Well, that being said, for Gianna and Gabby, myself, Dan Tortora, here from Avicolli's with Wake Up Call, featuring Liverpool Girls Lacrosse. We have one more set, but please give Gianna and Gabby a round of applause. Show them some love.
Yay!
Thank y'all.
Thank you.